Uh, okay. Let's not waste time. Let's get started. Just do that. Okay. Chunks. Indeed. What's up, Skega? How you doing today? Do that. There we go. Not too bad. All right. Okay. Getting settled in, getting into the groove a bit. Okay. Should check something really quick. Yep. Okay. Perfect. Very interesting. Now we gotta navigate around that. Sleep through the night. Back to work. What's up, Perry? How you doing? Doing fine? Alright. The chunk is in your mind. Open your mind. What's up, Green Dickasu? How you doing, man? I'm good. Recovering from... or recovering on my work weekend, you know? I always feel like my first day after work, my work week is just recovering. Started chunking yourself? Ooh, really now? What kind of progress are we looking at? Inmates started server and they hate you because you keep digging chunks. They don't realize. They don't understand. They just don't get it. 3x3. Still cool, still cool. Especially if there was deep slate. Oh. Dang, 10 from 3. No beacon, only one pickaxe. Yeah, that makes sense. Honestly, that's a lot harder. Or at least just more time consuming, obviously. I'm glad the mind virus is spreading. You can insta-mine during gravel. Yeah, makes sense. Better than nothing. But yeah, for sure, that's gonna be it's gonna be a lot slower. But that makes it all the more satisfying once you finish the chunk. The more blood, sweat, and tears, the better. All in the name of chunks. How has uni been treating you overall, though? Really good so far. You made a platformer game for your first assignment? Oh, okay, okay. I don't know if I actually remember you telling me what you're going to uni for exactly. I assume not to be a professional mopper. Game development, yeah, that makes sense. Hi, what would you rather do for a living? Mining chunks or clicking circles? Man, clicking circles is really fun, but it's so bad for my hands compared to digging chunks. So I think I would prefer digging chunks. It's something that would realistically be doable long term compared to clicking circles. Clicking circles is fun though. Digging circles. Hmm. Also, I just really enjoy Minecraft, so like even putting aside the health thing, like I actually just really enjoy mining in this game. It's really fun. Of course, if I was to do it for a living, I would do more than just this project, though. I think I would have to vary it up. I have some ideas bouncing around in my head, but the issue I have is that I have to spend a lot of time on this world. So to do any other projects would be taking time away from this. I usually like sticking to one thing at a time. Or else I'll never get anything done. Loki should start doing that for your mental health. Hey, this is a very chill activity. Yeah, this is single player. It's all me. Loki, the mining was syncing up with the song a little bit. Oh, it's a command, exclamation point FAQ. I should just put the FAQ in like bottom of the stream as well though, like a link to it. I don't see why I don't do that. That'd probably make sense too. I just don't really think about things like that. I am not a professional streamer in any way, shape, or form. Mainly just because I can't really stream at the same times every day. Or for the same length every day, even. Ooh, air pockets. How big, though? Ooh, it's kind of like a staircase, so that'll definitely add up. I mean, honestly, the TLDR for the FAQ is I am digging a big hole in the ground. Join for the journey. It will take a while. I think the absolute soonest we can reach the end of this project is like 1,500 hours. Realistically, though, it could be closer to 1,700. Just depends on my efficiency and what kind of block breakdown we end up getting. But like my very rough hand calculated estimate was like 1,600-ish hours. Including like tool repairing and whatnot. Because obviously that takes time as well. It's actually something we're gonna have to do relatively soon for the first time since we've started the chunking. So it seems like we can do somewhere in the ballpark of 16 chunks before tool repairing. Of course, it really depends on how dense they all are, but that's still pretty good. So that means, hypothetically, if we just say it's 16, that means we would only have to tool repair 64 times. 64 times, like, I don't know, that many, and then divide that by 60. We're only looking at, like, 40-ish hours of tool repairing left. Which sounds like a lot, but in the grand scheme isn't. But even if it's like closer to 50 hours, that's still like not that much time wasted compared to the 1,600 hours of mining. It's a fraction. Tool repairing took up way more time when I was at the stone layers. I mean, we just literally mined, on average, 4 times faster at the stone layers than we do at deep slate, so... Also, dang, we're getting a lot of tough blocks in this chunk. This one might be quick. If we keep getting these deposits. Like, we're only 24 minutes in, but we're already done with 15 layers. Toho. Baka baka. But yeah, the specifics don't really matter in the grand scheme, in my opinion. It's definitely a lot more about the journey than necessarily exactly what's gonna happen each step of the way. It's more just kind of experiencing it, and then we'll see what happens as we go through it. Because estimations are only just that. Reality can and will be different. And I think some of my calculations might be optimistic. On the optimistic end. But the thing is, if I'm at 1,500 hours and I realize there's actually still 500 more hours, then I'm not just gonna give up at that point, you know? I'm not just gonna be like, oh, 500 more hours. I can't do that. 3,000 hours to complete. Yeah. Well, when I'm saying like 1,600 hours, I mean on top of the 700 I've already spent so far in this world. So, we're definitely looking at like minimum 2,500 hour project in its entirety. I'm hoping. I think the 3,000 was actually me being more a little pessimistic. I'm really hoping that it doesn't take a full 3,000 hours, but even if it took a full 3,000 hours, this would still be a shorter project than Osu Completion by over 1,000 hours. So, it's really not even that bad. Actually, maybe closer to like 1,500 hours, because my completion journey on Osu took like 4,100 hours, but that's gameplay time. That is not accounting menuing time or just inefficiencies or anything like that. Or the fact that occasionally I still would play graveyard maps, and there was a time when those weren't being tracked. Although I don't know if that was the case by the time I started completion, but of course those don't count towards actually completing maps. So technically a time waste, if you want to think of it that way. A part of me is optimization brain, but a part of me is also just... we're just gonna enjoy the vibes as we go. Like, I still want to go reasonably as fast as I can. Like, I don't want to waste an unbelievable amount of time. But, you know, if I waste time every now and again, it's not a big deal. You know, I gotta enjoy the project as I go. Gotta waste time every now and again to, you know, take an aerial view. Or just to, you know, gawk at the terrain or whatever. But yeah. Anyways. Anywho, we're just going. Kind of forgot about this section, that's okay. What happens when I find lava? I have been turning the lava into obsidian. In fact, oh, I haven't put away the obsidian I got from last chunk, which was 44. This is all the obsidian I've collected so far from turning lava into obsidian. And that's just from the, like, surface stone layers. Like, we are still... we're still not at the majority of lava collected, that's for sure. Or obsidian, rather. Yeah, that is one thing that definitely slows down the project, but I do that, again, because it's funny and fun. It adds an extra thing that makes the project a little more fun and unique for myself. Because, I mean, digging chunks is not really a unique concept, not even in the slightest, but... you know, just a little something to have fun. Something that most people wouldn't bother doing, because it's kind of idiotic. But it's going to be really cool once we see how much obsidian we've collected by the end. And I think I've, like, only accidentally burned, like, a very small handful of obsidian. It happens, but, you know... That's part of the project and process. The more important part is turning into obsidian and then mining anyways. Collecting the block is more of like a physical reminder rather than like a necessity. Because obviously I could just look at my stats for how many I've mined. Okay, there we go. We are 1/3 of the way through the chunk now. Do I collect some specific ores or blocks? I collect diamonds. I collect deep slate coal and deep slate emerald ore. But aside from that, not really. Taco Bell 13 Erd. Is that still your UC username? Incredible. But yeah, for the most part, I don't really collect blocks or ores because they're not necessary. There was a brief time where I was collecting like iron and what is it called? Copper to just smelt as I mine to delay how long I needed until I had to go to the Enderman farm to repair my tools. Like I would just smelt it for XP for my pickaxes. So, but for the most part, yeah, I don't really collect stuff. It's not necessary because this hole isn't for a project beyond the digging. The digging is the project. You know? Also, perfect song. Mm-hmm. Collecting stuff would take time that could be used for digging. Exactly. Oh god. I am I am so happy to see that song in the cube again. So happy.
Thank you.
And give it the follow. Appreciate it. Mm-hmm. boy. Alright. Made a texture pack that replaced Golden Care with Blobby, would I use it? I mean, if you just change the, like, one single image file, I could just probably add that, yeah. What an incredible song. I forgot how good this is. Incredible music. Who is Leaf? What's up? How you doing? Yeah, the bot struggles if you don't use a Spotify link. You're rolling the dice. Here, I can just skip this one. Oh, that's fun. I love region blocked songs. That's probably why it didn't work. Nice. Still stupid that songs can be region blocked. I don't really understand the point of that. Absolutely a thing. Your country, the whole Spotify is region blocked. What country is Spotify in totality blocked? Russia. Oh boy. Yeah, that makes sense. Look, I can make fun of your country, but my country is currently on a path of self-destruction, so I can't really make fun of you guys anymore. I didn't vote for it, but that's what the people in charge of my country are doing nonetheless. If it's too long, feel free to skip. I mean, I'm gonna be streaming for probably like 3 hours today, so I don't think it's a problem. And there's no songs in the queue anyway. If there was like 10 songs in the queue, I would consider it. You know exactly what country I'm in? Well, yeah, I mean, it's not a secret what country I'm from or living in. The good old US of A. Want to go back to Belgium? I low-key don't know nothing about Belgium. Surely can't be worse than where I live, though. Surely. Oop. Easy. Make it daytime. Countries have you been in? Not many. Been to Canada. Canada's cool. Only other countries I've been to are a few in the Middle East. Like Iraq and Lebanon. Family there? Yeah, my family's from Iraq. I also do have a lot of family that live in Lebanon as well. What about states? Well, my home state, where I lived most of my life is Michigan. I've been to Ohio. I've been to Illinois. I had a layover in Texas, but that doesn't really count. I currently live in Utah. This state kind of sucks. I don't know if I said Ohio already, but I've been to Ohio. Wisconsin. Been to Wisconsin. I think that's it. And of course, I'm not counting states I've driven through as well. That doesn't really count either. Driving through a state is definitely not the same thing about as like actually being in a state for like a real reason. Have I been to Ohio State University? I have not. The only reason I've ever gone to Ohio was for Cedar Point Amusement Park. Where the amusement parks are wild in the USA. Define wild. I don't know if you mean that positive or negative connotation. Positive. Yeah, they're pretty fun. They're not my favorite thing. But they are really fun, especially if you're into like thrill seeking. It's a fun, relatively safe way to go do exactly that. If you're an adrenaline junkie, it could be a really fun experience. I'm not the biggest fan of getting dizzy and going on roller coasters, but still fun. And yeah, they can have some pretty crazy rides. I mean, Cedar Point, if not currently, used to have the fastest roller coaster in the world. Those things could be quite terrifying. Ooh, silverfish. Any more? A few more. Any more below? Seems fine. It highly depends. There's definitely theme parks in this country that aren't like a full vacation worthy type deal. I think like the best known example of like a theme park you literally plan like a week vacation for is something like a Disney park, for example. I don't think Cedar Point is really one of those parks. Maybe you could justify like 2 days. But the problem is that it's in Ohio, and aside from that, there's really not too much to look at in Ohio that's really worth it or similar. But yeah, I mean, I think... I think I just take it for granted, because to me, theme parks are just like a very normal experience as an American. But yeah, I mean, they are very interesting. Have I been to Disneyland? No, I refuse. I don't care enough about Disney, and I especially don't care enough about Disney now. And I'm also not going to Florida. Actually, I forget which one Florida has, if it's Disneyland or Disney World, but whichever one is in Florida, I'm not going there. But either way, I'm not willing to spend possibly up to $1,000 for the experience of Disney theme parks. That ain't worth it, man. Not to me. I don't vibe with Disney like that. What's wrong with Florida? It's just emblematic of all of the worst qualities of America. I won't dive into it too much because it would be a lot to explain. But it's basically the place all the worst people go to. Florida man lives there, precisely. I mean, it's where my current president has his like private beach like resort, or not resort, like clubhouse, whatever you want to call it. And it's just not a great place. Also, hurricanes, very humid, alligators, like even ignoring politics. Florida's just gonna be underwater if we don't do anything about the climate. So, it's not all bad, of course. Nowhere in the USA is all bad. But Florida is like one of the last states I would ever want to visit. Like Florida, honestly, pretty much any state in the South would be last on my list. What's the first? I don't really know. I don't really... I'm not a vacation or traveler. Most of my traveling has been not of my own volition, but traveling with family, because they wanted to travel. But, like, it would be cool to go to some, like, bluer states. Maybe go to, like, California, go back to Illinois, Minnesota. Yeah, Minnesota would be interesting. Of course, it'd be cool to visit, like, Alaska and Hawaii. Those states are obviously very interesting, just for the fact that they're not connected to the mainland. But, like, Florida, Texas, and pretty much every single state in the South, I am not interested in. Massachusetts. Massachusetts is an interesting one as well. I wouldn't be completely opposed. I just wouldn't really know what to do there. And yeah, our national parks are some of our best qualities in this country. Stuff like Yellowstone, the Grand Canyon, and all that. That's some of our best things that we offer. Unfortunately, our government is currently shut down, so yeah. Okay. Right now, yeah. Do that. Yeah, they're not private, but you do have to pay to visit. I don't think they're like extraordinarily expensive though. Nothing like Disneyland. I actually don't know if you have to... Actually, I'm not sure. Wait. Hold on. Okay, Yellowstone Yellowstone is between $20 and $35. That's very cheap. Well, they are paid for by the taxpayer, but they all also are paid by the visitor. Most of the cost, I assume, is to keep the park self-sufficient. Like, obviously, we pay some taxes to keep them open, but because they're a big thing, especially for international tourists, we absolutely want them paying an entrance fee as well. Mika Corner, what's up? How you doing today? Hope you're doing good. But I mean, yeah, like an admission to something like Yellowstone is so much cheaper than Disneyland or Disney World would be. Of course, Yellowstone is in Wyoming, the literal least populous state in the nation. So, outside of Yellowstone, you're gonna have literally nothing to do if you go there specifically. So, have fun with that. Yeah. Honestly, I'm within driving distance, like, not close, but close enough where it could be worth going to. Maybe as like a 2-day vacation. Or like 3. Depending on how much time we actually want to spend. And you risk having a super volcano blow up below you, yeah. True. Stress, but you'll be fine. Fair enough. Hope you were able to relax. You hope. Look, I used to joke that Yellowstone would erupt any day now, but now that I live close enough where if it erupts, I would be dead, I'm hoping the karma doesn't come for me, man. I repent. I repent. Okay, but Yellowstone erupting would look really sick. So, if that's how I have to go, then it's better than being held as political prisoner. Yellowstone doesn't discriminate. Yellowstone takes us all. Is that biblical by chance? I don't know. I'm just covering my bases. Definitely going in the humanity montage compilation. Yeah, it's going in the last part. What are generally considered the top 5 parks in the USA? Honestly, that is not something I would just know off the top of my head, unfortunately. Is the Grand Canyon even considered one? I actually do not know if that's considered a park or just like a national landmark. Google. I'm digging! Also, I don't really travel, so that's not a question I would think to look up. 2 chunks? This is like eating a double cheeseburger. Oh, they're using me as Google? Look, I am the sole representative of the United States of America. I must know everything. Also, Ideal, we gotta bring you to the USA to get you a double cheeseburger from In-N-Out. The double-double. Thank you guys for trusting me. Now please give me all of the money in your wallet. Can't wait to eat cheeseburger burger. It's actually cheeseburger burger. Excuse you. That's why it's a double. What's the 7th largest city in the US? San Diego. So we meet again, Mr. Melon. What's up, Averian? How you doing? Welcome back. San Antonio? Look, same state, okay? Great Smoky Mountains. I don't really know that off the top of my head anyway. Or either. Oh, Zion. Wait, is Zion Utah? Wait. Maybe I've been there. Oh, yeah. Wait, I've been to Zion. I forgot about Zion. Zion is great, but it's in Utah, so it kind of sucks. You've been to the Great Smoky? Okay, so I assume that's east side of the country. Unless you traveled very far. Doing okay, life been busy? Fair enough. Tennessee. Oh, okay. Honestly, Tennessee seems like an interesting state. Not high up on my states to visit, but definitely not at the bottom either. Maybe I would put in like the top 25 out of 50. Virginia. Well, yeah, because Virginia is just the state where all the government employees live. That's the whole point of Virginia. It's the government state. It is pretty, but yeah, that's just where all the government employees who currently don't have work to do are at. Because we are, what, like 37 days into the government shutdown? I don't even know anymore. Longest shutdown in US history. Beating out the other shutdown that Trump started. Why did the government get shut down anyway? Because we failed to pass a budget. Oh, okay, well, okay. The reason the government shut down was because we didn't pass a budget. But the real reason is multitude of reasons. Obviously, we didn't pass the budget, but yeah, releasing the Epstein files, not swearing in the member who is elected, who would be the magic vote to release the Epstein files. Another thing is the GOP literally wants to cut Medicare. Like, they want to cut health, like, they want to make it so that your health insurance premiums literally double or even triple. And they've also used this opportunity to cut off SNAP, which is our government, like, food assistance program that helps 40 million people. And that means it's been over a month since people have gotten money from the government for food. That's like 10% of our population. 40 million is a lot of people. Like, my family used to be on SNAP. There's people in this chat that are on SNAP or been on SNAP. It's wild. Have I ever fallen off the chunk? Oh, yeah, of course. That's why I wear my Elytra. But yeah, our government is currently experiencing self-inflicted technical difficulties. They are doing this on purpose. And they act like they have a mandate, like they didn't just get completely mopped like a few days ago in our off-season elections. They got wiped across the board. Both in blue and red states. Or like purple states. I mean, SNAP is pretty much just food assistance. Like, you get money to pay for food. And, like, there's limitations on what you can and can't spend that money on. Essentially, what it's meant for is, like, buying grocery ingredients to be able to make food at home. So, like, like arbitrary restriction from what I remember is that you can't buy hot food. So that means you wouldn't be able to use SNAP to get McDonald's or something like that. It's basically meant to help the poorest of the poor in the country be able to afford groceries. And because the wealth gap in this country is absolutely enormous, despite how hard it is to actually qualify for SNAP, there's still 40 million people who rely on this program to be able to feed their families every month. And a lot of people who are on SNAP are people who have, like, big families, so the cost of food is exponential the more people you have. Like, it's just really hard to afford. And the government has quite literally just decided, illegally, by the way, to withhold the emergency funds to keep SNAP funded, despite the fact that they are being ordered by the courts to do exactly that. It literally took the Supreme Court to be like, actually, you don't have to immediately release it yet. You know, the court that literally gave our current president all the power he wants. It's a really just absolutely disgusting situation. You're very interested in hearing about what you think of the Tesla vote and its outcome? What, that they gave Elon Musk $1 trillion? Is that what you're talking about? $80 years of Tesla profits. All right, you wanna hear what I think? This is what I think. Sure, let's give Elon Musk $1 trillion, while at the same time we are not feeding 40 million Americans, giving them literally a couple $100 every month to help them buy groceries. Yeah, that's completely fine. I think that is absolutely completely fine. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. Totally. I think we should have more trillionaires, actually. And the bottom 50% of America should have $5 collectively. This is this is exactly what we need at this moment in time. The corruption is brazen, out in the open. It's the real American dream. The guy from South Africa is really enjoying the American dream, while actual Americans are quite literally starving. Like, they want to say we have an immigrant problem. How about we start with the guy that has $1 trillion? I think that would be a great place to start with the immigrant problem in this country. I think ICE should arrest and deport that man. Maybe then I would actually support that agency. Oh wait, I can up the limit on songs. Hold up. First lady next. Oh yeah. Alright, hold on. Let me open the application, settings. Song requests. Here, I'll just... Oh wait. I'll just make it unlimited, I think, if I'm able to. Or I'll just put it to like 20, so that way no one's reasonably requesting more than that in a row. Except Perry, but... But, yeah. To not be sarcastic, I think it is a horrible decision, and he should be taxed $1 trillion. If you literally taxed all 1 trillion of his dollars, he would be completely fine the next day. I mean, think about this. The New York City mayoral race, the candidate who won is controversial to billionaires because he is asking to tax them by 2%. 2. He wants to tax them by just 2%. Like 2% more, I mean, than the current tax. 2% more. That's nothing. Like, what's 2% of a million? $40,000? That's nothing. But of course, that's not allowed if you have $1 billion, because you need more money, right? And then meanwhile, we have to make up the rest of the tax revenue by taxing people who make under $1 million as hard as you possibly can. Taxing people who make $600 from a side gig they work on. That's more important than the guy who makes literal billions of dollars and the companies who make billions of dollars every year. And look, I'm no commie. I don't think we need to take literally all of their money and redistribute it equally, you know? But, like, they could afford to be taxed a little harder, man. Okay, but think of it like this. If we tax companies, line doesn't go up, shareholders will be sad. True. But what about the shareholders? I am a shareholder in Nvidia, and if the line doesn't go up, I am gonna end myself. In 3D Space Pinball. Sorry, gotta cover my bases. But truly, that's the vibe I get. It's like these guys literally think being taxed an extra 2% on top of what, like 11 or 15% tax rate is literally gonna kill them. And they're literally calling Mamdani a communist for that. Buddy, I wish he was a communist at this point. Like, we're at the point where the wealth gap is so unbelievable in this country that it's seriously making normal people consider communism as like, you know, this doesn't sound that bad. I mean, shoot, socialism at this point is just like, yeah, let's try that. Like, Americans are just not scared of that word really anymore. Especially after this election cycle. If they increased your taxes by 2% to pay for essential government services, you wouldn't complain, you might not even notice. But the thing is they are already taxing you. But, like, the problem is that the amount of tax that, like, you or me would pay proportionally hits harder in our wallets than a billionaire would. Like a billionaire who pays, let's say you're worth $10 billion and you are taxed at 99%. You would still have what, $10 million? Like, I don't know math. I'm not good at mental math on my head. But you would be fine. And we're not even proposing a tax increase of that drastic of an amount. So, like, if you were asked to do 20%, that is, like, nothing for anyone who has $1 billion. Even if you make $1 million a year, 20%, sure, like, you would notice. But you would be fine on $800,000 a year. You would be fine on $400,000 a year. I don't even make $40,000 a year. Shoot, I don't even know. I don't think even last year I made 30,000. Like, I would be ecstatic if I made 100,000 a year and then paid 20% tax. That would mean I would have 80,000. My life would be so much better if I made 80,000 after taxes a year. Are you kidding? You went from 500k to 390k on OC today? Nice. I gained like 930 ranks and I'm already in the 4-digit range. It's so free. Did I get raided? No, I think it's the fact that the people are riled up and they want communism immediately. Also, wait, what's the viewer count at? I actually don't have my viewer count showing on my end. Oh, okay. I thought you were gonna say something concerning like 300, like I'm getting view botted again. You joined an account as 5 people. Thank you for your service, Rio. But yeah, congrats on your rank gain for just existing when a rework happens. Again, yeah, I've been view botted a few times. It's not usually a big deal. There's ways to just... I mean, the way to deal with it is just wait for the viewers to go away, essentially. But it happens. If you get follow botted, there is a tool to help you force all of those bot accounts to unfollow you. So you don't have a really inflated follow count. But it's a little more annoying. Yeah. But yeah, I forget what my rank gain was exactly. I'll take a peek. But yeah, I went from rank 7.6k to 6.7k. So yeah, pretty free. That's like 4 months worth of ranks gained back. Like 4 months of decay gained back, if not more. Do I have a single favorite map on Osu? Tiger Yamato, Tiger Yamato. Picking a single favorite map is actually unironically really hard. I have a few absolute favorites, though. Real answers would be Jonathan LFJ's Eastern Dream, RSP, the first star, she is insane. Maps like that are some of the absolute best. Galvanize with his map of Fallen Angel. Maps like that are some of my favorites. What about he abnormal? No. It's just not for me. I hate reading as a gimmick. It's just not fun, because I'm not a reading player. So how could I find it fun? Kind of an L take, but I just genuinely don't find reading fun. So, it is what it is. If a map is not intuitive upon launching up the first time, then it's not going to be fun to me. My favorite maps are the ones that you can just open and instantly understand. So usually my favorite maps tend to hover in the 4 to 6 star range. Because of that fact. And also usually maps in the 4 to 6 star range are not going to be obscenely overmapped as well. They have the best structure to gameplay ratio. How did I deal with those kind of maps when going for scores on all the maps? As best as I could. Slap on, no fail, and aim at every note that I feel like I should aim at. And then tap as fast as I can the entire map. Well, I got a message. Oh, I forgot about this. So, take it you're not a fan of DJ Pop either? That's very different. DJ Pop's awesome. A lot of his maps haven't aged well, but there's some DJ Pop maps I'm absolutely a fan of. AR8 maps are not reading maps. AR7 is not reading. Very different from Abnormal. Pete Abnormal. A lot of his maps are quite dated, obviously. But there's some maps that are truly just still really fun. I mean, probably my absolute favorite. For a guy who's not a reading player, you sure have a lot of Air 6 and 7 DT only FCs. Okay, Air 7 DT is literally Air 9. That's like not reading. There's days where I do struggle with that a little bit, but like... No, but I mean, to a lot of people, that is genuinely really hard to read. But like... Air 7 and Air 6 is way different from Air 0, you know? Or like Air 2 or whatever. Heat Abnormal is just harder joint struggle? Not at all. Joint struggle is hard, even for me, but like, if I had a gun pointed to my head in Microsoft Solitaire, I would absolutely have a chance at FCing Joint Struggle versus Heat Abnormal. I would have a chance of FCing Joint Struggle. The hardest part of Joint Struggle is not the reading, it's the tapping. Like, I think I have a near FC on DJ Pop's Joint Struggle. But with, like, really bad accuracy as well. Like, I think I have, like, an 800 out of 1,000 combo. If I remember correctly. I could be wrong, but I feel like that map is genuinely FCable for me, but just not with good accuracy. Mostly because I'm just not gonna learn the rhythms of that map, frankly. You're not... You're only allowed to FC Joint Struggle when I'm 70? True. Old man still farm score the old-fashioned way. But you think that Joint Struggle is one of those maps that seem intuitive, you can easily understand first try? First try, maybe not, but Joint Struggle is a map I can absolutely sight read compared to Heat Abnormal. Like, Heat Abnormal, I literally would not pass 30 seconds into the map. Joint Struggle, I could probably pass on my first try without much issue. Probably with, like, a B rank or, like, low A rank, but nonetheless, very, very different. Ooh, this is an interesting situation. I think I gotta turn this into lava, or turn this into obsidian, but it's in a different chunk, so gotta leave it for different time. That's fun. I mean, Joint Struggle is not one of my favorite DJ Pop maps anyways, but it is a good example of a map that, to me, isn't really a reading map, but especially against Heat Abnormal, not even similar. Compared to Heat Abnormal, Joint Struggle is like an A or 10 map. Like, straight up comfortable, no issues. Just a reaction test at that point. Although, funnily enough, I do find Air 10 kind of hard, but... Anyways. Also, welcome home, Goink. How you doing? What rank do you think I'd be if not for completion? I think there's a world in which I could have peaked somewhere in 3-digit had I had a better mindset. But the problem I was having, the reason I went to completion in the first place was because my mindset for farming and skill improvement was so bad that it was either try something like completion or SS farming or just stop playing Gosu entirely. So, like, hypothetically, I think I could have had 3-digit skill level. But in reality, completion was my eventual peak in my skill level. Like, I hit my absolute peak during completion. I did improve as a player during it. Was I ever into tournaments? I tried playing tournaments until I realized I hate tournaments. Because I have to play hidden, and I hate hidden. But also, more realistically, like, the hardest part for tournaments was the nerve control. Despite being an OSU completionist and a score farmer, my nerve control is absolutely abysmal. And in tournaments, it was amplified to a point where I just felt miserable. And also, I am not willing to wake up at 7 in the morning to play a tournament. Tournaments while working full-time literally is impossible. Especially because most tournaments are done on weekends, and weekends is usually when I work. At least at the time. So... remember watching me play, but was it during a tournament or just score farming? It also really depends on what level of, like, difficulty we're talking about. If it's like a 4 to 6 star map, my nerve control is completely fine. Unless it's like a really gimmicky map. But unlike most, like, normal maps, I don't even think while I'm playing. So, obviously on those I would be fine. But I'm more talking about when I'm pushing, like, my peak skill level. And then tournaments in general just made me a lot more nervous. Because, like, there was an expectation that I had to do well. I think the worst moment I had in my tournament history was the very last tournament I ever remember playing in. Because at that point, I was already known as, like, a score farmer. So I was assumed to be a consistent player. Which I am. In solo. I am really good at sight reading maps. I am not good at practicing maps. So when it came to actually playing the tournament, I consistently bottom scored because those are fundamentally different mindsets to have. Being able to sight read a map is so different from practicing maps to be able to play it on command. It just isn't the same type of consistency. And it made me feel really terrible. Someone needs to make a sight read tournament. I think I've seen that before as an idea. I don't know if it's been executed, but that's at least more interesting. But I still wouldn't participate because every tournament requires hidden. And I hate hidden. I refuse to play it, and I haven't played hidden in any meaningful capacity since 2020. So, yeah. Oh boy. Ooh. There we go. Hidden gives more score? No, because I'm so bad at hidden that I would get less score on every map. If it's a team tournament with more players than required, then it's fine. Yeah, but I don't like team tournaments anyways, so it's kind of moot. Like I just wouldn't find it fun no matter what. The literal only tournament I ever enjoyed was Speed Cup. Because Speed Cup, the scoring metric was not combo or anything like that. It was accuracy. And that was the only time in my tournament history where I actually had any success at all. It was the only tournament where I didn't immediately lose. Because accuracy was something I actually had, even with speed. Because it also was when I was at my peak speed level, too. So it was actually fun. I was still never a good speed player, but I definitely had certain types of maps that I could do a lot better on than people would expect. The older the map, the better chance I had. And the more bursty the map, the better chance I had versus raw stamina. And of course, the lower the BPM, the exponentially better my accuracy was. I was usually brought in for like the lower BPM finger control speed stuff rather than the high BPM or stamina stuff. And it was really fun. Low-key, thinking about Speed Cup makes me want to just start playing speed maps. Like right now. It's such a fun experience. But yeah. Tournaments in general, not my thing. Will never be a thing. No losing focus, I will not. I really gotta keep my focus, because as soon as I finish this chunk, I gotta start the second chunk, and then I gotta go to bed right after. So... get back to work. I'm working. We're almost done with this first chunk that we're doing today. This one was pretty good. Decently efficient. And seems like it's going to be about like 7 minutes faster. Am I going to dig down more? I'm at the first layer of bedrock. That's where I am stopping. If that's what you mean. Yeah, I'm just leaving the first layer of bedrock as it is. It just would be a nightmare to try and figure out how to mine all these. Okay, there we go. That is another chunk done. Let me update the counter. We are now at 18 chunks mined. Very nice. Fully mined, anyway. Obviously, everything... In case you aren't aware, I've already mined everything to the first layer of full deep slate, so... yeah. Okay. Next chunk to work on. Let me look from above to make this easier. So, like that. Am I doing this right? Am I doing this the way I want to? Okay, the next one I think I would want to mine is this one, right? I think this is the one that makes most sense next. Let's make it daytime. Let me get my bearings, and then we'll start work on the next one here. Let me get stocked up on food and carrots. Just why not? No reason not to. Okay, that's fine. Okay, we should have enough pickaxe durability, but I will have to do tool repairing in the near future here. Not this stream, but certainly soon. Do that, put one back. Okay, that seems fine. Okay. Let's reset timer. Let me drink some water real quick. Gotta stretch my hands real quick too. Don't wanna get arthritis at 28 or whatever, or at 30. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Soon. Okay. For real. Let's start. Go! Okay. Should be good now. Got a little air pocket here. And some Instamun blocks near the top, so. Fast start for sure. Okay. Make sure doing this right. Yeah. There we go. Yep. I'll go back around one more time just to make absolute sure and get the correct edge mined out. And then we shouldn't need chunk borders anymore. Okay, there we go. Yeah, this is a big pocket of tough. So tough. Mm-hmm. Oh man. Are you playing full area though? Well, why not? Yeah. I do think in reality the best area is somewhere in like a medium-sized area. I don't understand how people play with like an area that's like 60 by 40 or something ridiculously small. I forget, what's like the ratio of area people normally use? Because I don't think I use an area that's proportional to my screen. Yeah. The muscle memory is ruined. Hmm. Fair enough. I really wish I had a bigger desk, but I also don't want to deal with having a bigger desk. Yeah, if you play for a couple hours, you should adjust. You know, I actually used to have that same exact problem on my like really old setup for Osu. I used to have my keyboard like lower because my chair wouldn't reach high enough, like both my keyboard and my tablet. Or actually no, this was back when I still played mouse even. I really wish the average height for computer chairs was just a little bit taller. I always have to put chairs to their maximum height, and they're usually still not high enough. I'm not even, like, particularly tall. I'm literally, like, 5'10". So, like, I'm not, like, abnormally tall. It's literally just... Like, desks are too high, and chairs don't go high enough. But it's probably just not trying... It's me not trying hard enough to find a good combination. I've never actually tried to think about it. You just have to watch 2 minutes of pre-roll ads to watch my stream. Look, it's either you watch pre-roll ads or you have to watch ads throughout the stream. I literally have ads set to the lowest possible I can run. I literally try to run the minimal ads possible because I hate advertising, believe it or not. But yeah, I think Twitch hates you, more likely. Start running more ads on your stream because you need to eat. Do you get enough viewers for that, though? That's the thing. I feel like I average, what, like 8 to 10 viewers a stream? It is not worth running ads when you stream OSU. Oh yeah, fair enough, because you are high ranked in OSU, so actual possibility to get viewers. 30 plus viewers. Okay. I definitely think that's like the lowest threshold for that type of behavior, but truthfully, I can't do it. But I'm not gonna knock you for that, obviously. Get the money, but just know, like, I am not trying to ruin the watching experience by running maximal ads. I promise. Just trying to type a message and then Twitch displayed an ad that pushed your keyboard off the screen for you to click on the ad. Yeah, that's fun. I mean, I won't say that I'll never run more ads, but like, I just don't think it's really worth it at my size of a stream. I would literally make like $1 a day from ads if I ran more ads. YouTube. Yeah. Every website is messed up. When it shows ads on mobile now, there's a side pop-up. Ew. Another day, another opportunity to redistribute the wealth equally. That's what they say. You used to have a button to close in landscape. They removed it and replaced it with a second visit advertiser button. We're doomed. We're cooked. Adult diaper ads? What do they know about you that we don't know? Can we hard reset the internet? Man. Imagine the utopia we could have if advertising wasn't literally as intrusive as possible. Like, remember when you used to get those ads on YouTube where literally just that little semi-transparent box that would appear over the video that had a very clear X you could click on, and then that's it? Like, it didn't even interrupt the video? Like, I still hated advertising when it looked like that too, but at least compared to what we have now, it's literally... It seems like a utopia. But yeah. I completely understand that sentiment though, Ferret. It's it is money being left on the table, not running more ads. That honestly, maybe I could get away with, but I just feel like it's not worth. Again, not at this size of a stream for sure. Remember when people could put tags on YouTube videos? Annotations? Oh man. Annotations made it feel a lot like Nico Nico. You need to put food on your menu. Average 1 meal a day, yeah. And yeah, like in a scenario like that, like I work full time, so I feel like I also just don't need to bother with Twitch advertising revenue anyways. Especially again, because I would earn so little. But yeah, in your scenario, that makes absolute more sense. So don't feel bad about that. Like it's just one of those realities that we live in a society. You need money to eat. It's the easiest way to get money. Gotta go for it. I mean, you also could just be born in a billionaire family. I don't know why you didn't try that, but... Sorry, Ideal. The best we can do now is... AI generated chapters and also AI dubbing for videos. Filipino American billionaire, we're all poor. Wow. Just truly unlucky. No chance. Man, I wish there was just a big switch on YouTube that you could click to be like AI or no AI. Of any kind. I'd rather just not be able to access videos than have AI dubbing. They auto-dub English videos to Portuguese. World Pinoy. Yeah, I mean, it's doomed. It's okay. If it makes you feel any better. I rolled into a family from a country where literally no one has money as well, so I had no chance either. Yeah. AI ads, man. I it's so cooked. It's cooked. We're just cooked. AI is literally the cooked. The thing that's gonna cook us alive. We are barbecue chicken. Brazilian government ad in English. That's hilarious. Also extremely depressing and dystopian. There used to be a bug on mobile YouTube where you couldn't change the audio track on auto-dub videos. Yeah, I'm sure it was a bug. But yeah, that's really stupid. The only bug is AI. AI's existence is a bug. One that we really need to squash. More Minecraft speedrunning. You should live stream that. If you don't already. You did? Nice. How is that going? Is that fun for you? Ended stream because you need to take a break. Fair enough. If you don't mind me asking, what's your fastest time? Just PB today? Ooh. What are we looking at? 28:11? Faster than I can do it, that's for certain. And I'm sure you're gonna just keep improving the more you do it too, of course. You got a lot of room to work. Nice. I forget how fast people can run this game now, but yeah, it's crazy. Match. Okay, good luck. Hope you win. You're gonna eventually queue Shimon. True. Mr. Elo terrorist himself. Elo terrorist 4444, yeah. It's crazy that Shimon basically just decided, actually, I'm gonna just focus on Minecraft instead of Osu. Good for him, though. I mean, I guess I'm kind of doing the same thing, but, like, obviously not the same thing. Yeah. I mean, there's just more opportunity in Minecraft. And also, he kind of peaked in Osu. There wasn't too much more he could have done. I mean, like, obviously he could have tried to keep improving, but it seemed like he did a lot of the things he wanted to do. But yeah. Yep. Okay. Just... Huh. Yeah, that wasn't very good. I was 11 from 6. Or 12, but yeah, still. Man, you know what? I had this thought earlier today. I should stop streaming Minecraft and just become a Feeding Frenzy 2 streamer. That game is peak. Why are you laughing? Feeding Frenzy 2 is the peak of gaming. I wonder if Feeding Frenzy 2 even has a category on Twitch. It actually would not be surprising if it didn't. I'm sure it does, but it's definitely not going to be a popular one. I mean, it'll be the most popular of all time when I stream it, of course, but... Kind of like how Northern Lion forced all the streamers on Twitch to play the horse gacha game. I'm gonna force everyone to play Feeding Frenzy too. JDE though, I mean, I never saw people streaming that game to that extent until Northern Lion started streaming it. Also, what's up, Muffin? How you doing? We will get millions to play Feeding Frenzy 2 live on stream. It will become the most streamed game of all time. Unironically, I really should. I should play that game, beat it, and then stream it. I haven't played it in so long. I actually don't remember how long that game is. Probably not very. Oh, silverfish. Silverfish. More silverfish. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I bought it on Steam earlier this year. I think I got it on sale, so it was probably like $5 at most. When I start streaming it, it's gonna become a $60 game. It's gonna go from $5 to $60. Tumblebugs? I don't think I know what that is. At least not by name. Doesn't sound familiar though, unfortunately. AC. I just hear a slime. I did in fact hear a slime. Mm-hmm. Howdy. It's a bad faith, Uzi. How you doing? Oh, it's not? Okay. There we go. That saves a lot of time. Fire rank a 9-star anime map. Well, if it's... Oh. Okay, hello. That's the first time that's happened. Slime did a suicide jump down. What is this fake stone doing? It's being mined. That's what's up. But yeah, if it's not like literally made to be as optimized as possible, then I don't think it would be seen as bad faith. Like if it's not just a 9-star version of Time to Say Goodbye, basically. They are 10 on 320, so it's not optimized. What song is it? I can't think of a 320 BPM anime song. At least if it's not sped up. Oh, okay, so it's like double BPM mapping. I don't really know that song, so obviously I can't judge if that's not disgustingly overmapped or not, but It's a bit overmapped. I don't think there's a 9-star map out there that isn't at least a little overmapped. It's really hard to map a song at that high star rating and it being undermapped. There's very few songs that would be the case. But I mean, how comfortable, aside from it being Air 10 320 BPM, is the map? Because if it's still mapped like something like Time to Say Goodbye, but it's just more dense because it's only Air 10, that still would be iffy. It's not vertical spam. Well, that's good. That's a good start. Hard parts are simple jumps. I think I would just have to see it to really understand then. Is there any reason you're trying to rank a 9-star anime map, though? That sounds very peculiar. I mean, I can't even think of any anime maps that are even that hard. Like, just straight up anime songs. Wait, is it the Rita Summers map? Okay. I think that one is like barely able to be justified. Like it works, but it's definitely it is very much pushing it. It's fine, just big spacing. Yeah, I mean, it's not like literally the most comfortable map ever, really. But it's not. It feels appropriate, but it's definitely still overmapped. And of course, the fact that it's not like a DT above Air 10 AR obviously makes it harder as well. Although if we allowed above Air 10 to be ranked for no mod, I feel like this would open the floodgates to even more abuse maps. Like at that point, you don't even need DT necessarily. You could actually make no mod viable for farming at like a super high level. 280. Oh, yeah, yeah. Obviously, compared to 320, 280 on Air 10 is a lot better than 320 on Air 10. Yeah. Oh, man. Gonna change up how I mine for a little bit. Just need to vary it up for my eyes. If DT didn't exist, the average map would have higher AR. Absolutely. You would see Air 10 become, like, normal. Like, even today, most maps still don't usually touch Air 10. Especially below 8 stars. But absolutely, in a world without DT, you would see Air 10 become commonplace. Or maybe even just Air 11 being just a normal, like, setting in the editor. Treat You Lovely. Is that a new map? I don't play new maps anymore, so I don't really know what's going on. How many stars is it though? .2 star. If I remember, is it 260 BPM? I actually don't remember. Roughly. Okay, then yeah. I mean, to me, that's perfectly readable, but I can understand how that would be very dense. Drummer gallops everything. Quite unfortunate. Drummer ran out of stamina the entire song. First note already galloped. That's how I feel anytime I play a BPM above like 260. Just on OC. Fiery fix the timing. That guy Fiery is such a interesting character. It seems like his contributions to timings is definitely one of his greatest contributions to Osu for sure. He seems to help a lot with that kind of thing. Yeah. Hopefully it was worth. I mean, you ended up getting it ranked, so. Honestly, I didn't even know you were a mapper, truthfully. I wonder if you started ranking stuff after I completed Osu, and that's probably why. Because, yeah, if it was after March of 2023, then I most likely have not played your map. Or at least, decent chance. Especially if it was 2024 and later. September 2023. Okay, and then there's a very real possibility I have not played any of your maps. Unfortunately. But, I mean, I also just don't want to play modern maps. Three ranked maps, two ranked GGs. Cool, cool. I tried to be a mapper and then realized I don't want to try and learn to rank a map. Honestly, the number one thing stopping me from ever learning how to rank maps is literally hit sounding. I feel like I could have made it an absolutely rankable map, but hit sounding completely stopped me from wanting to ever actually try. I refuse to learn hit sounding. You can hit sound my maps. I haven't mapped in 6 years, so they're probably yeah, it's not worth. And also, I didn't make conventional maps. So that's another thing to consider. And I'm not going to make a spread. So, yeah. How would you hit sound an Autechre song? You don't. The Autechre song hit sounds you. Autechre is just an artist. They make low-key alien sounding music. Some pretty good stuff. Wrecked. Wrecked. Song is already in queue. But yeah, I'm not looking to try and actually get a map ranked. I would have to actually go back and figure out which map I would want to try and push, and then I would have to make a spread for it, and I'm not doing all that. Standard hit sounding is like 2 steps. Well, I don't even know those 2 steps, so... Kick equals drum, snare equals clap, and whistle on vocal. Okay, I think that's another problem. I don't know what it is, but I am not able to really decipher sounds like that in music very easily on my own. So doing that on my own would not be easy at all. It's another reason I also couldn't time my own maps. Oh. I did not mean to throw my pickaxe on the ground. I appreciate you trying to teach me, but I'm also just not gonna keep this information in my head, truthfully. Again, it's been 6 years since I mapped literally anything, seriously. I just don't think it's gonna happen. And also, frankly, the rank section is completely dead to me anyways. I don't need to contribute to it. My maps are not gonna save the rank section, that's for sure. The only way to save the rank section is to clone someone like RLC 1 trillion times. Not going for the saved rank award. No, they're just gonna make up another title and badge to give me in a couple of years, and they'll just slap it on my profile. We're going to cast a resurrection spell on Natsume Rin, dude. We need a Natsume Rin for the modern era. Or like the new modern era, I guess. Wait, what were they supposed to do 2 years ago? I think I missed context. Give you a badge and title. They're trolling. That's why you haven't gotten your badge and title. It's either they're trolling or they hate women. Whichever one makes more sense. Both. Yeah, drink more water. Alright, there we go. What is that a picture of? Oh, I have not seen that picture. Yeah, that image just confirms to me that rank section is actually dead. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. Anyways, when are we getting performance points on laser playlists? When are we getting score multipliers that make any sense at all on laser? They literally aren't even the same as stable. And in fact, they're worse than stable. Which is insane. The more I think about Osu's future, the more I get sad. The core game itself will always be fun to me, but everything surrounding it definitely I do not feel joy about anymore. I don't think it's gonna die soon, but it just won't be something I will want to partake in anymore. This is why you don't touch anything standard related anymore. Fair. I still love playing. Playing is really fun. But that's a for me type thing. The community itself, I have no real interest to interact with much anymore at this point. I mean, for one, most of the community is a lot younger than I am now. The ones that are up and coming. But also just like... It feels like my opinions of the game are definitely not part of the majority anymore in any way. I am now old man yells at clouds. That is so awesome, Ferret. Let's go. It is time to quit now. Well, at least the laser repo's open, so you can suggest a thing they will probably ignore. You have a problem? GitHub? GitHub? Having oversight over a massive part of the community has made you hate a lot of it, yeah. Fair. I mean, it's also just unreasonable because I am not tech savvy at all, so I can't contribute with coding. The best I can do is give them guidance with words, but I can't code it myself. But there's definitely things that they have completely messed up that have ruined the experience for me entirely. But I can't do anything to fix it because I don't have coding knowledge. And even if I did have coding knowledge, I wouldn't want to waste it on fighting Osu's staff. The delay before starting a map or retrying a map is in lasers because it's sending a verification token to Bancho. Wait, that's why I couldn't start maps? Oh my god. I actually want to light laser on fire. I'm actually so upset learning this. I literally thought it was my computer. I thought it was my computer. Okay, now I'm genuinely upset. I'm actually really upset. I am so glad that I gave Laser a chance and realized it is still the worst client. After hearing that, I feel absolutely vindicated on never playing Laser again. You want 2008 client back? Looks like you need to play on Titanic. Okay, if you want me to get genuinely upset talking about backwards compatible, can we talk about the fact that they wanted Slider Act added so badly that they were willing to retroactively nuke the score of every score set in the game by an arbitrary value just to make Slider Act the quote-unquote normal plays. Over 15 plus years of scores set as classic mod, when instead you could have made slider accuracy either a mod or a toggle. So you don't get confused. And now every single score set in the game, vast majority of scores have a weird icon next to it that doesn't mean anything. And also is less score. I don't know, man. Classic mod is unranked on laser. Yeah, because of course it is. Because of course it is. So yeah, set every score to classic, and also it's not a ranked mod. Yeah. Laser literally took every aspect of the game I liked and made it worse. The only thing they didn't ruin was the actual core gameplay itself. Well, except for slider accuracy, obviously, but... like, I can still click circles and sliders. I guess. Oh yeah, I don't... dude, other game modes on laser may as well just not exist, from what I understand. Literally an afterthought of an afterthought. You really like Slider Act? You think it's a must? I'm sure you do. It's like, I'm not even against Slider Act as a concept. I actually think that's reasonable to have in a rhythm game. But they chose the absolute, literal worst-case scenario execution of it. They made it mandatory and retroactively made all scores set without it worth less. It's literally just an insult to every score ever set in this entire game's history. Like, at that point, I wish you didn't respect the history of scores and just made laser leaderboards. Like, brand new leaderboards at that point. Like, just have Stable have its own leaderboard at that point, and Laser have its own leaderboard. Instead of making it the worst combination you could. Can't they rewatch the scores and calculate Slider Act? They'll probably complain about, well, we don't have the data for all replays, and even if we did, that would take so much computation power, and then, it's actually easier to do it this way. And, you know, we've already have it implemented this way for like 2 years now, so why don't you just get over it? And, skill issue, right? And also, we'll fix score multipliers in so long that literally every score player doesn't care anymore. Like, dude. Ugh. Thinking about Osu's future and Osu Laser, again, doesn't make me happy, but that's why I am not as active on Osu as I used to. And when I play Osu, I literally play old maps, and I play on an old map server. So, yeah. It is what it is, yeah. Yeah. This is why you stick to your chill friend groups for standard. Yeah. I mean, friend group doesn't really change anything for me, though. My friends can't fix score multipliers. Yeah, I'm just saying, man, they would just find literally any argument to not try and fix it. Because apparently they're not gonna fix it. So, whatever. I'm not gonna dwell on it, because I'll actually get upset. And it'll make my mood worse if I think about it. I love Osu as a game. I enjoyed my time with completion. But that is in the past now. My experience with Osu now is very casual and not one where I'm gonna keep up with the future. Oh, sure. I know what you mean, Ideal. Oh, yeah. Yeah, this is why I don't even make funny posts on Twitter anymore. Because literally anything I'll say now will definitely start some kind of argument. Even if it's phrased as a complete joke. It's literally just not fun. No fun allowed. How many more years until variable CS? Probably 15. And then variable CS will be applied retroactively, so mappers can actually change the CS after the map has been ranked for 25 years. So then every score becomes a D rank and fail. And then maybe they'll finally unban Holy Cow. Do you ever think that completion 1 trillion score is the absolute peak of my life? No, I really don't think so. It's possible that that could be the peak of, like, my online popularity. Maybe. But, like, that isn't important to me. I think the peak of my life is whatever happens with my partner and what we do together. That's probably going to be the peak of my life. Peak is when you mine chunk number 483. You better be here when we mine that chunk. Yeah. Man, I used to have so much fun on OC Twitter. And now I literally can't open Twitter without just feeling upset. Like, it's just not worth it. I literally only use Twitter these days. Like, 90% of my tweets are now just about my Minecraft progress. Yeah. I mean, to be fair, the way I used Twitter was definitely also rage baiting, but like in like an actual funny way. Like my tweets were actual complete nonsense. So if you actually got mad at it, you were actually trying to be mad. Yeah. Yeah, now it's just people being like doing rage baiting to like genuinely make people upset and to be highly aggressive for no reason. I mean, you might remember this Ideal. You remember that like one time where like it was like an Eastern European Osu player who like tried to make fun of my hours on Osu and telling me like, oh, I could have worked for minimum wage in that time and made like like what, like $20,000-$30,000. Like I didn't work full time at that point. And also, why would I spend literally every waking moment of my day working instead of enjoying my life from time to time? That was the first time where like Twitter felt genuinely aggressive to me. And then probably like a year or two after that, that's when Twitter really just completely died. I mean, as soon as Elon took over, it was dead, but like especially since the start of this year, it's like omega dead. Yeah, it is pointless. No, we get no more classic Twitter moments anymore, like Badu fingerlock jumping all the way to Proxima Centauri anymore, or whatever I tweeted. I would say stupid things like that, and it was fun, but now it's not even fun enough to say stuff like that anymore. Yeah, Blue Sky, but like Blue Sky, like the Osu Twitter community has not moved over to Blue Sky like at all. There's like a few people, and like none of them are like top players. So you would have to use Blue Sky for not Twitter or not Osu Twitter, like people. Yeah. Yeah, I think for art, it's good. Obviously, for a political discussion that isn't neo-Nazi far-right, it's good. It's just kind of dead. Yeah, it just doesn't have quite enough people. Especially in the Osu sphere. There's like no one in the Osu sphere on Blue Sky, really. Definitely not anyone tweeting literally every day about Ursu on there. Sorry, skeeting, whatever they call it there. Is the OC community more on Reddit? For sure on Reddit, and obviously still on Twitter. Oh yeah, what was it that you went to? Mastodon? I literally have never seen Mastodon in my life. I literally don't even know what it looks like. What's up, girl? How you doing? Yeah, I literally only use Reddit to see what kind of scores people are doing. But honestly, I'm even not really caring about that anymore. Dude, it's hilarious that Toro did a 1900 PP play. And the last time I checked, it literally didn't even crack 1K upvotes. It didn't even crack 700 upvotes. Like a 1900 PP score would literally kill a 2015 player instantly. But like now, it's just like, well, obviously because it's on the most speed boost map set of all time. But like still, it's still a 1900, you know? Did I hit a 1K today? I definitely hit over 1K blocks, that's for sure. I don't think Toro's cheating, but he's definitely an anomaly if he's legit. I just have no reason to believe he's cheating because I don't know enough about him and I don't keep up with the OC scene anymore in that way. So it'd be unfair for me to say that he's cheating or not. But like, if Toro is cheating and he gets caught, the game is truly dead. Like, we already had Cloudiful. If we let someone literally have the PP record currently in the new rework be a cheater, then, like, it's beyond cooked. You literally can't believe anything anymore. You really think we would let that pass? I am, in fact, mining away. We love mining. Sorry, we have no cat jam here. I don't even remember what kind of jam emotes we have in this
Thank you.
chat. Thank you for the follow. Welcome to the stream. Here's how we save Osu. Delete the game, yeah. Yep. Deep Slate in the super chunk. Unacceptable. Working on it. Freeze the score database. Ugh. Sell it to someone better. I do not trust someone to actually be better. Who in the community would be willing to do that and actually listen to the community? As much as we hate on Peppy, literally who is gonna actually step up and be our savior? Who's connected enough to the community with enough coding proficiency and dedication to actually take this on? I don't think anyone on the dev team currently is up to that task. Yeah, so you have the coding, you have the connection with the base, but you don't have the dedication to the game to actually do that. You're missing one of the 3 key ingredients. It would be better for your sake to not take on the project if you want your career to exist. Zexar. Oh man, if Zexar became Usu's development head, I would actually self-ban immediately and wipe all of my stats forever. PP head, dude. Isn't like every rework that people hate because of Zexar though? Diamond. What if instead of diamonds they were almonds and I was mining almonds? People just hate reworks. There was one idea he had for a rework that was really stupid. I think it was uncapped bonus PP. Anyways, I think I need to stop thinking about Usu right now. I feel like I'm gonna actually get a headache. Usu just makes me sad now. I still don't regret my time in Osu, but I definitely completed Osu right at the tail end of when my interest, like, actually existed. Also, Herobrine was added. They're not removing Herobrine anymore. They're adding him now in 1.23. Herobrine is actually just an almond farmer now. He's actually just a chill almond farmer. Honestly, scarier. Yeah, scarier than his normal self, really. Actually, wait, you guys want to hear a scarier proposition? Herobrine is added, and he's the CEO of a gas and oil company. That would be truly terrifying. Hair oil brine. Alt F4 the moment you see him. You see the oil factories. The oil rigs. This song title made me realize that the last time I've ever been at a hotel, I did not get a complimentary mint. My experience is now ruined. You at Olive Garden? Oh man. Actually, yeah, I think one of the last times I've ever been at Olive Garden, they didn't give us mints, so we asked for a mint, and then the dude just gave us like a big handful of them. It was great. And then we ended up buying a big jar of the mints from like Costco Business Center. Because they're actually kind of great. I really need to go get another tub of those. Those were kind of goated. You played the Wowie Marathon map today? Mario Kart! Mario Kart. Mario Kart. Notes have spawned into the stream. Truth. Dang. Now I'm rethinking if my mining technique was just really bad on my first few chunks, or if my first few chunks just happened to be the most dense chunks ever. Because, like, my average on those first few were, like, an hour and, like, 43, an hour and 44 minutes. That's good for you, man. That's good for you. Yeah, I think I did. I don't remember exactly how much of I watched it. But you can spoil something. You were in it? I didn't know you were in it. I figured that's what you meant. I knew you weren't actually important to the video, but I did know that there was a possibility your name could have been, but I didn't notice. Alright. Here we go. Well, clearly they're not trying hard enough. They should just drum harder and faster. Alright, we're about to finish our second chunk for today and the last one for tonight because it's late. Whee! Very nice. Another decent one done. See, now this is starting to wait, this looks kind of crazy down here. Oh. Oh, that's looking cool. Alright, let me update the counter. 19 chunks done, guys. 19. Yeah. Let's see what this looks like from above. Yeah. Yeah, this is looking epic. And then we're gonna keep doing that pattern, so this chunk is next. I will stand right here. Oh. Okay. Invest in more beacon effects. I literally do not want to get more beacons. What was that? It's part of the zoom mod I use. It's called secondary zoom. It's really stupid. I hate it. But it's right next to my F5 key. I think it's meant for like a more cinematic type view. But it looks really stupid. Drunk zoom, yeah. But yeah. Anyways, guys. That will be it for me tonight. Good progress. I'm looking to do 3 chunks tomorrow. 4 would be crazy. It's possible, but I'll say 3. I think for sure I can do 3 tomorrow. But yeah, I should get ready for my nights. I will see you guys tomorrow. We're actually just gonna keep increasing the amount of chunks by 1 every stream, guys. Don't worry. We're gonna be doing very long streams soon.